Ah, is this me? I can't tell.
Hey!
Hey.
How's it going? Keith, would you rather review this album?
Oh boy.
Or I don't fucking know. Or kiss my cat.
Can you with your cat?
Kiss it.
I'll kiss your cat. Come here.
Alright, Symphony X, their new album, Underworld. That glare going on. Nuclear Blast Records, it's their 9th album. It's their first since 2011's Iconoclast, which is a fantastic album. So Russell Allen and company are here with 11 new jams. What do you think of these jams, Keith?
This album's okay. You know what? The first song one of the songs they put out, I don't know if it's the first one they put out, was Nevermore a couple weeks back.
Yeah, it was the first.
And, you know, I was like, yeah, I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, I kind of dig this song. And, it's like, yeah, you know, it's technical, which is a lot of like what Symphony X tries to do, and it's, you know, got the more power metal-esque vocals, which again is what these guys do. And I was like, all right, cool, you know, hopefully this album's, you know, a lot like Iconoclast. I really like Iconoclast. You know, first album by these guys I listened to, and it's a great fucking album. But not like I said, this album is good. I just feel kind of in general there's just something missing. And it could be a number of things, you know. For one, the biggest thing I noticed is that like with Russell Allen's vocals, they're not as intense as they were on Iconoclast. They're a lot cleaner in a lot of ways. It's not as gruff, in which it works in some spots. Like in the chorus of Nevermore, I think this works. During the chorus of Swan Song and like all the ballads, like Without You and Swan Song, like it works. Boom, the kind of cleaner aspect to his vocals works. But then like again, it makes it during the rest of the album, it kind of makes it feel like there's something very much missing. And then the other two things that kind of go hand in hand is that like you know, there's the again the main riff of Nevermore, which is awesome. It's this really technical riff with lots of shredding. But then I feel like, and then maybe, and it's an exaggeration, but this was just after listening to the album a couple times is what I got. I felt like they used that kind of riff, like half the time on the album, where it's like, you know, it'll play something and then it'll just get really shreddy where they're going down the neck, and it's like, yeah, I get it. You guys can shred, you know, and you can play these really complex riffs, and then there are some cool riffs on the song, like the opening riffs of Underworld and Kiss of Fire come to mind as like these really cool groovy riffs that like, yeah, these are the kind of riffs that I remember from Iconoclast. But I feel like every song has like, again, that kind of riff where it's like, it's just, you know, I'm like, and it kind of gets that kind of stuff. It kind of gets to me after a while. And then, kind of on the topic of riffs, there's not that many standout riffs on this album. You know, there isn't like a main riff to like the main riff to Iconoclast, which is a fantastic riff in that song, and also like the main riff to The End of Innocence is another song that comes to mind. Dehumanized is another is another like riff that I really like from that, and it's like there just wasn't that. Whereas like the riffs, the opening riffs of the two songs that I mentioned are like, they're good riffs, but they're not like, again, there's not like a riff that I can pull out from my mind immediately and be like, this particular riff was like an awesome riff from this album, at least in my opinion. I mean, musically, there's nothing really wrong about this album. The songwriting's good. I mean, if you know these guys, if you like progressive metal, which if you're checking out this review, you probably do. If you like these guys, like it's what they do. It's these great songs that have a slight power metal-esque feel to them, but with like the weird time signatures at times, and it's cool. It's just I feel as though something is missing, whether it's in like the songwriting or the production. It's just not. It's not hitting that bar that Iconoclast had set. That was like this epic album, which one of my favorite songs from that album is "When All Hope Is Lost." That's an awesome ballad. Like that song's just awesome. I love the songwriting in that song, and it's weird. And then they have like two of those kind of songs in this album with "Without You" and "Swan Song," but like. And they're good songs. The choruses are catchy, but it's like again, it could have been more. I feel like there could have been so much more with this album. I can't. I want to really like this album, and I want to think like that this is one of the best albums I've heard all year. I keep wanting that, but it's just that something keeps holding me back from feeling that. Something kind of sullies this album a little bit. I mean, it's still good. It's just that I had higher expectations going into this.
I agree. I had kind of high expectations going into this album too, and I was slightly let down, I guess I should say. It's not an awful album, but I agree with Keith. Something's missing, and I feel to me what's missing is its fire. It's balls. Like. It just, I don't know. Like, I know Symphony X, I love Iconoclast and Paradise Lost, and I've recently went back and I've listened to their really early stuff from, the mid-90s. And that stuff's solid. I mean, Symphony X is solid all around. I just felt like Iconoclast had a lot of just fucking nuts to it. With the title track and with Bastards of the Machine and Dehumanized, and it's just these fucking awesome songs. I felt like when the riffs were there, it felt a little bit thicker. It felt like it punched you a little bit more. And here, I don't know, man. It's just something is missing from this album, but it's not awful. Not all of it's bad. Nevermore is a pretty cool song. I like that chorus. It's really catchy. I like the guitar riff that goes with it. It just feels like I'm fucking swirling around in space during that chorus. I'm just like, it's kind of cool, man. I dig this. I dig Without You as well. It's an interesting ballad. It's probably one of the stronger songs on this album. It's got a really catchy chorus, and it's just a nice song to listen to. Kiss of Fire and To Hell and Back are probably two other ones that really stand out to me. The title track's not bad, too. I feel, what happened. Now, Symphony X, I get what you're saying with the riffage. That's kind of their style with the riffage. It's just these technical, almost loopy sounding guitar riffs that are just kind of like, it's kind of weird. But the thing with it on Iconoclast, and even like Paradise Lost and stuff, is its song just felt different. Here I feel a lot of these songs just kind of feel the samey, especially towards the second half of the album.
Yeah, like what I was saying is like, yeah, I know that like their style is these really complex riffs, but it's just that like, again, because the only album that I really have extensive knowledge of is Iconoclast, to make reference, but like they made even all when they used those kind of riffs, they again kind of like what you're saying, they made them sound different. Like you don't notice that they're doing that. You're just like, oh, there's another riff. Whereas here, I caught myself thinking that a lot. Like, oh, they're doing that again. Like, and I get it's their style, but it's like, it's when music is great, when, or at least in my opinion, when it takes you a while to notice things. Not when something jumps out at you. And that was just something to me that just jumped out. It was like, wow, this is happening a lot.
I feel like, too, every time I've listened to this album, it kind of, and I don't try it, it just kind of fades into the background. And it's like, it's almost hard for me to 100% focus on this album for some reason. Maybe that's just because the songwriting just isn't as super catchy as I want it to be. Like I'm saying, man, I feel like I'm talking dirt on this album a lot. It's not awful in any way, and Symphony X is an extremely talented band. Russell Allen is he's a great vocalist when it comes to power metal and just singing in general, I should say. I love his voice. He has just fantastic range and just control, and it's awesome. I love it. And he's probably the best part of this album for sure. And I'm not, the riffs are solid for the most part. Some of them just sound really, really similar to me. And the soloing is just top notch. The Symphony X always has. I mean, they're an extremely talented band. I think it's just the songwriting lacks a little bit of fire in some of the songs that I wish would have been there. Like, I'd say the first half of this album is solid. And then the second half just kind of fades away. Like Swan Song, which is the other ballad on here, just didn't grab me like I wanted to. I really, 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 really want to absolutely love this album. Like, I do. I adore a lot of Symphony X's albums. And I really want to adore this one. And, I'm going to listen to the shit out of this album again. More and more and more than I already have. Maybe this one's a slow grower. Who knows, man? I don't know. But it's just the first few times, the many times that I've listened to this already, it just hasn't hit me the way that I was expecting it to. But it's not awful by any stretch of the imagination. I've definitely heard worse albums in life.
Yeah. I've listened to worse albums this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Hailstorm. Oh, what? Sorry. But, yeah, that's all I have to say.
I was going to say something else. I don't know. What'd you get this album?
Again, because, this album's not bad. It's just, some things just seem missing. And it's maybe more the disappointment factor bringing it down. I'd probably give it like a 7.25 out of 10. Like, it's good. It's like a C, but it's like, I expected, at the very least, a high B, if not like an A grade album. Like, a low C is kind of like a disappointment, but it's still, it's not bad. Like I said, it could be a grower. It could be one of those albums that just kind of grows over time, but at least as of right now, it's not sitting all that right with me.
We give this album 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, we'll see at the end of the year where this ends up. It's not bad. I am, though, really hoping to see Symphony X on tour later this October with Overkill.
Right.
October 16th, I think, is when they come by us. Because I really want to see this band. This is one of those bands that I've been wanting to see that I haven't seen yet. So, go check that out if you're looking for it. Symphony X, Underworld. Let us know what you think of it. You probably think differently, and you know what? That's a good thing. Have your own thoughts. We're just two jackasses in front of a camera.
Looking at a computer screen.
That likes music.
Yeah.
See you later.